New video on the Swift Challenger High Style 480. As you go around the van, at the front you've got your Alco hitch head and stabiliser. Black handle lifts this up, table goes in the bottom, stabiliser locks it into place, and to release, stabiliser up, release the handle, treble comes out. Breakaway cable, jockey wheel handle, handbrake, and your 13-pin plug which does your 12 volt to the fridge if your car is wired up correctly, and your exterior lights as we'll see as we go around the van, and your ATC. So when you connect it to your car and it's wired up correctly, it will go through its cycle and will either be flashing green or solid green. Here we have your gas locker where you have your bulkhead regulator with a propane battery and a propane gas bottle and propane hose fitted to the van already, and another slot for a 6 kg propane gas bottle. Let's go around the van. We have your Trima water umbilical cord. It has an onboard pump, so that slots into that cord like so. Trigger up, slots into the inlet like so. Battery tray. You have your battery tray, battery strap, and your battery mains, 240 mains inlet, and your power touch isolation switch. Down here we have your 2 waste outlets, your toilet flush to look at, and your toilet cassette, which you can plug into at any point. Show all the lights working. And now we will go inside the caravan. As you go in the van, like so, we have your main control panel above the door. So to turn on, you have a power button on the left hand side here. You just hold it for a few seconds till the screen loads up. On the screen here we have your pump, ordering light, lighting, power, water, heating, settings, and a radio. Lighting, press button like so, on, and obviously they do turn on individually, like so. Just give it a light in here, like so. Then press your home menu. So at the top here we have your internal temperature, humidity, and degrees outside the van. Then up here we have your battery level. So you have your mains icon here to show you've got mains in the van. If you click onto power, it shows you how much power you've got in your battery, and obviously the vehicle battery as well. But obviously if this sorry, the water pump, before you press that on, just want to make sure that your drain off valve is facing down in the horizontal position like so to keep the water in. Then you can press your water pump button, which will run your water like so, and will also run your pump. What you want to do is just get all the air out of the system, drain all the air out of the system, obviously in the kitchen sink, bathroom sink, and the shower. Once all the air has been pushed through the system and you no longer have air in your system, your pump will be calibrated and will turn on and off when using and not using the van. So like so. Next to me here we have your awning light. So if you press the awning light button here, as you can see the awning light is working like so. Then up here we have you have other various settings as well. And obviously you have your radio, which you can turn on to FM, DAB, aux, and off, like so. So on the left here we have your Audi panel, so you press it on like so, let it do its whole, like after it's set up. Then at the home screen here you will have your internal temperature, what temperature it is, your mains icon to show that obviously you've got mains next to the van. Here you have your temperature button where you can turn your internal temperature obviously to whatever temperature you want it to. We're going to put it 20 to 30 for now. Hot water on, or it focuses just on the hot water, not on the heating. So if it's on this, it will do the heating and the hot water, and it will just focus more on the hot water. 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt, gas, or both. And you have other various settings. But when using the Audi panel on electric, down here on your consumer unit, this button here will have to be on, otherwise you won't get nothing on 240 on the Audi panel. Charger. Obviously, when you've got your mains in, you've got battery fitted, press the charger button, they'll obviously turn your charger on, which is just here to charge the battery. And down here is your shutdown button. So when you're not using the van, it's called a 12 volt system shutdown button. So once pressed, it shuts off all 12 volt into the van, obviously to prevent voltage loss in the battery. And obviously when you are using the van, that needs to be on, otherwise you'll get no 12 volt in the van whatsoever. Here we have your 12 volt fuses, and obviously down here we have your diagram, what they are for, and then we have your main RCD and 3 MCBs, and they recommend every time you use it on 240, you just press test button just to make sure your RCD does trip as it should. Here we have your Thetford oven. When the hob is up, you'll hear the fan kick in automatically. Then you have your electric hob here, which you turn settings 1 to 6. Gas hobs, push it in while pressing the igniter button. Same with the grill and the oven. Once all lit, obviously you have 3 gas hobs there all lit, the gas grill which is lit, and the oven which is lit as well. And to turn off, just turn them back into the centre position like so. And obviously make sure it has all cooled down before you start closing lids and doors. Your automatic fridge. So to turn on, power on like so. There we go. Obviously then you've got your settings here to change your source. 12 volt, that only works when connected to the car and if your car is wired correctly, and only maintains temperature already in the fridge. Gas, obviously when it's on gas, the fridge works a lot faster, and obviously when it's on, you'll hear a ticking sound trying to ignite, and when it is lit, the lights will stay solid like so. Then when on mains, obviously when you've got 240 in the van, and obviously everything will stay solid. It's when this starts flashing like so. To turn off, just hold the power button for a few seconds like so, and then it will turn off. Then in your bathroom we have your Thetford toilet flush. So once it's flushed, just press the button for a few seconds, obviously just flush it into the bottom, and then you use your lever to open the trap door at the bottom, which is here, look towards me, and then back, which empties it into the toilet cassette, which then you can take out and empty. Before we demonstrate your mover, we have your sergeant alarm. So you have a key fob here, 1 to alarm, and 2 to disarm. And obviously down here is your PAR, so obviously once it's set, after a few seconds the PAR will set into motion, and when it detects any movement, it will set the alarm off. Then we have your winterization sheet here. It obviously just explains how to correctly winterize the van using the drain off valve and obviously keeping the taps open in central position. Obviously just to prevent any frost damage, because frost damage isn't covered by our warranty here. Obviously here is obviously the warranty sheet where we show what we do cover and what we don't, and obviously that to explain that it is a back to base warranty. Now onto the mover. On this van you have an auto engage power touch mover. So turn the key. Like so. Hold 2 power buttons till the green pops up. Centre. And that to engage the motors to the wheel, which will do both sides like so. As you'll see, the handset will go through a cycle. You need to wait for the cycle to completely finish before you touch any other button to move the van. Then it will go through its last little cycle. Like so. Then you can release the handbrake. Now so you can move the van with the mover, whatever direction you want it to go. Like so. Then once done, always apply the handbrake first. Just disengage, press the centre button, and that one there. And the rollers will come away from the wheel. And same again, let it run through its cycle till it's completely finished. And it will do its last little bit again. Then you can turn off the controller. And then turn off the isolation key.